wish I could sing so bad, y'all. I really do. That's one gift I do desire to sing, but I guess it's too late. What's up, shawties? Welcome back to the channel. It's Ashley Hardy, and today we are talking about building godly friendships in community. And I just want to let y'all know I tried something new. Yes, we had a little girls' time. We had fun. If you do not know, I used to be, because God delivered me, okay? I used to be one of those people that say, I don't like people. I don't like people. And it's not because I'm just a mean person. It's honestly because I felt as though when you become close to people or get to know people, just be around people, honestly, you get to see the good, bad, and the ugly and learn different things about them that makes you feel like, you know what, I'll stay to myself. I'll stay over here in the corner. I don't want to be around all of that. It's too much drama, too much mess, right? So I used to say and develop a sense of, I want to be by myself. I don't like people. I'll interact and be social when I have to be. But other than that, I'll see y'all later. I gotta go. I'm in the house. I'm chilling. I'm to myself. And then recently, over the past few years, God started showing me how that was not of Him. We have to love. He said, "Love thy neighbor as thyself." And me saying I don't like people was not according to his will. So he began to deal with me in that, and that's part of this whole I'm breaking down the fear. I want to step into the woman God called me. That's a part of this. So let me back up. Let's rewind this. Last year, a lot of transition. So recently, well, let's say this. Last year, I started attending a new church that I really felt like God was leading us to be a part of. And that's a whole separate testimony in itself. We officially joined that church in September, and in that season, they also began to have life groups. So if you do not know, life groups are very similar to small groups, if you have that or heard of that. When it comes to church communities, pretty much it's just another space for individuals of that church, or even if you're not a part of the church, but it allows you to be able to have a time in an intimate setting to get to know one another, grow together. So in September, I joined a life group at my church, and let me just talk about how that even came about. So, as you know, my name is Ashley, and if you know that Ashley is a very popular name. I always go somewhere and I know somebody else named Ashley. And at this point, we are sounding like off of the show Recess when there was Ashley A, Ashley H, Ashley B, Ashley C, Ashley D.
Ashley A, invite you, Ashley S, to be our new sister.
Not too long after joining, I met a young lady at my church named Ashley. And I definitely was interested in joining a life group, just needed to look at the schedule and see what made sense for our schedule. This is how you know God is very intentional. I was looking for a place to change my son, and it was like right after service, and they had an area for everyone to come out, kind of get to know what the life groups were, sign up, all of that good type of stuff. So in the time of all of this happening, I had to change my son. And so I see this young lady, which happens to be Ashley. And so I say, "Oh, hey, excuse me. Do you know where I can go? Change my son, whatever." And she was like, I'm not sure, but maybe we could go up here. So she comes and show me like an area. So we get to talking. And she starts telling me that she is a life group leader and telling me about her group, and talking about the book they're going to be reading during that time. And I'm like, okay, all right, that sounds good. Now, mind you, I had, no real expectation or desire or looking for anything in particular. I just knew that I wanted to join, another way for me to get to learn people at my church since I'm brand new. That happened. So when I go online to look up the different life groups, her group was the only one that made sense for my schedule. The only one. All the other groups, the days they were meeting on, the time, it just did not fit. So I said, you know what? I am very intentional of being aware when God is connecting dots. And so when I realized, like, for one, out of all the people I met that day, I met her. Then to see that her life group was the only one that made sense with my schedule, I said, okay, this is not by coincidence, but it's by God design. Okay. So I signed up for her group, and over the next 2 months, began to, meet. And in that season, it was definitely a time for me to break down a lot of barriers. It was about 16 young ladies. We all gathered weekly and we began to read this book by Yvonne Orji. It's called Bamboozled by Jesus. So, this book, I did not expect to love it as much as I did. If you have not heard about it, definitely check it out. Definitely read it. It is a good read. Like, first of all, she's a comedian. She's very entertaining, and her personality is all through here. It definitely inspires you to have big, bold faith and to step in a season of having radical faith and trusting in God and doing things according to his way and not yours. Definitely check this out. So, anywho, and unfortunately, I was one of the oldest. Now, mind you, I'm only 35, okay? I'm not old. But in that group, it was only a handful of us that was over the age of 30, and most of the women were in their 20s. So it was also eye opening to see that, yes, now I am one of those seasoned women, one of the women who have a little experience under her belt. I also was the only woman in that group that was married, have children. So that alone kind of showed that I have some type of wisdom or some type of knowledge that I can share that can be insightful to others. Tell you guys, we kiki, we laughed, we shared, and was very vulnerable, and that is new for me. If you know me, you know I don't like all that mushy stuff. I don't do too much of that, and we are just stepping in the newness, and I definitely love just having that chance to reintroduce myself, coming from a church where I was known and been a part of since I was 13 years old, and now being in a brand new church, not barely knowing anyone, and being able to say who I am now in this season and not being looked at or who I was when I was 15 or 22 or 28. So it was beautiful to be able to have that opportunity and be able to just be in the midst of other women desiring to grow in Christ and to share and to just build community. After the life group happened and me reading that book, for one, that also pushed in and helped with where I am now. Fast forward, now we're at the end of last year. So, the end of 2025, God began to show me like, I need you to share your testimony. I was becoming more bound and secluded to the fact of feeling like I didn't want too many people to know too much about my past. Like, I prefer to just be to myself. And one of the young women that also go to my church, she went to my previous church. And so we are at the same church once again, and we have grown closely. That's another side testimony in itself. But anywho, she has also been an inspiration for me to be more open and more social. And so I believe in December, yes, in December, I was like, you know what? Let's have like a random girls night, let's get together and like go out. So I put it out there to the women in my group, my cousin, and a few other women, like, if you're available, let's go bowling. Pull up the Coachella. Oh, okay. What's happening to me? And about you, tell me what it means. You got it, girl! You did that! So what? And so just a few of us showed up who were available, and we had a really good time. And that then inspired for one of the other ladies to be like, you know what? Let's do something in January. So we went out, and let me just roll a clip. Ashley. Look at her, she's still working on it. I was trying to record. Oh, you come here. But it looked like you were recording yourself. You want to say hi, Chef? Hi, Chef. Hey, how you doing? She was recording herself. Recording herself. Or you about to record? I was trying to record. Oh, you come here. But Ashley. In January.
Probably a good idea. Forward.
Tanisha's back.
Should we ask for the picture of us before we start eating?
I'm just going to say this. First, pray about it. Ask God to direct you, give you discernment on the right people to connect with, because everybody ain't meant to be your friend. Everyone is not meant to be in your circle and in your community. To open yourself to being vulnerable, to try new things, to be more social. If you're like me, step outside that box and try and just introduce yourself. See if people interested in hanging out. If there's ministries at your church or different things that you can be a part of, try to join, try to be a part of, but don't go into the mindset of, I'm trying to get a bestie. Don't have that mindset. Just say, I'm opening myself up to newness. So we're going to try new things. All right. And I'm so proud of myself. I tried something new. I'm being more social. I'm being more open. I have been praying, though. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I have been praying and desiring and asking God to show me, continue to work on you. God brought me back to the things I needed to work on in order to be ready and to receive that type of community or be open to be that type of friend and create a safe space, not just for myself, but for others. So sometimes we're not even ready for what we're asking for. We're not ready for what we're praying for. There are still different things we need to work on and get delivered from and heal from in order to be able to receive those types of blessings. So this is just an encouragement. I'm just sharing it. Like I said, as you guys know, this is a safe space. We're creating an atmosphere of trying new things. I'll see y'all next Sunday. Bye.